It is. It is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
God, man, this is one of those weeks where it just runs together, huh? It's like round the clock action, and just plenty of action going on. But I've been watching the World Cup, and I'm actually, after all my negative comments, I actually enjoy it. I watched it this morning. I was up early watching the Saudi Arabia Argentina match, and I think we see this all the time with a lot of the South American teams, Chris. They get overly enthusiastic, and I guess there's egomaniacs, right? It's like they're just so busy slapping their own ass, they forget to play the game. And I think that's what we saw against Saudi Arabia today. And it's like, so they have video replay, right?
Yep.
They call it. We went over this, right? So they have video replay. So if you score a goal and you're offsides, okay, it's going to get called back 100% of the time. So why do you keep doing it? And they're blatantly offsides. I'm not even a soccer person, and I can tell you they're offsides. They're staying offsides. And then the Saudi guys, to make it even worse, just move up a little bit. They trap you offsides. It was like, how stupid are you? I don't even understand it. How many goals did they get called back?
I think there was at least one, maybe even two that got
seven
that got
offsides in the first half, right?
Yeah.
The first 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. There weren't necessarily goals that were called back, but they were getting caught offside a lot in that game, and it's like you said, it's I don't want to say it's arrogance from a lot of South American teams, and European teams are guilty of it as well, but you take a team lightly, and then all of a sudden you have Saudi Arabia beating Argentina for one of the biggest World Cup upsets in 90-something years. So, people they'll always say, well, you know what, you always try to, I don't want to say beat the system, but I hope that somebody won't notice, or the video review won't catch it. But it's there for a reason. If they don't catch it, they'll get called out enough that they'll be like, how did you miss that? And people start calling match fixing and all this stuff. And it's like, it's going to get caught. That's all it is. You just got to realize you're going to get caught.
So the best play of the game, right, of that game, was Argentina had a shot at it, right? They blasted one. And the guy comes through. He's standing inside the goal. And he comes jetting out, hits it with his head, and knocks it out.
Yeah.
That was spectacular, right? It was like basically a goalie stop with his head. And it was like, square. It wasn't like he just barely got a piece of it to deflect it or whatever. He popped it right out of there. It was like that fired them up. And it just goes to show you in the World Cup the way that it generally works. And I could sit here and bash international sports all I want, but we know that I've watched all the World Cups since I was a little kid, and I've gone over this with you guys. Over the years, I name all these players and stuff. It's because I've seen all these World Cups, and Chris knows when they were originally started doing the soccer videos. It's like, oh, I know this guy and this guy, right? It's like I knew all the famous guys in the past. I'd seen them play. And in the opening rounds, there are always upsets.
Yeah.
But once you get in past the group stage, there's never upsets. I'll tell you that much, man. Then it's the business, takes over, and the better teams always move on, and usually it's Germany. And I picked Germany at the beginning. When we talked about this, I said Germany's always the team to watch. They haven't played yet, so they're unbeaten so far in this year's World Cup, Chris.
Yeah, they play Japan tomorrow, so we'll have to see if Japan comes back and can throw off your prediction. But I think Germany does win that game. I think they win comfortably.
Yep. Well, college hoops was awesome yesterday, Rod. A really good day from start to finish. It was like a lot of the games that you guys gave me on the show, as far as my bets that I made with them, did not pan out, but the ones I made myself, I did really well on. So you guys can bet your own picks. I'll be betting my own.
I did. I bet Nevada, and that was a good one. The Pirates, that was a good one on the show.
Well, Presbyterian, you guys killed me on that one, and then you killed me on.
We got killed on that one, definitely. Yep.
Yeah, and then there was
Can't
another
win them all.
one too. There was another one. Yeah, well, the ones that I bet that you guys gave me, I lost all of them. So you guys have never hit one.
Yeah, I did give you those ones, but you were like, "No, I'm not touching that."
I bet it. I bet Presbyterian, and I bet a different one too from you guys.
I know.
Crushed.
You didn't like that one. You were like, "I don't like that one."
Crushed. I'll stick with my San Diego State minus 9.5.
And Mercer just missed out on that one. They just missed that one. I think that was the one. The other one, Mercer, was the other one we just missed.
No, that wasn't the one. I had Mercer as a premium pick. The other one that you guys gave me that I got just bent over on was let's see. I mean, I got bent over on this one. It was let's see.
It wasn't Indiana State, was it?
Yeah, I think it was. He put me.
Yeah, see, and I like the other side of that. You guys love the Indiana State.
I didn't love Indiana State. I would listen to you guys, man. I love my premium picks. I had like 7 premium picks. Believe me, I had plenty to go on.
I had 3. 2-1. 2-1. Burnt by a 0.5 from a 3-0. College basketball hook.
It's the name of the game.
I
hit one of those with St. John's.
Sure I'll lose by many more.
I hit one of those with St. John's where it's like they fouled him with 6 seconds left to go, up by 5. The line went to 5.5.
Nice.
It was beautiful. Yeah, I always go all degen. That's the way I bet. But it's these were bets that I didn't have, on my board, and I ended up losing because these guys gave them to me. So I couldn't have lost them. So I have to blame someone. It's not me. So this one was Indiana State. We put it at minus 12.5. Okay, that was one of the losers that we had. And then this one was Bucknell, minus 9. That sounds like my pick. And then Texas Tech, I had lost that one. Rod liked the other side of that one, I think. Then I lost on Howard was one that you guys gave me.
And they didn't.
They lost.
I didn't touch that game.
They lost it.
Well, I did, thanks to your guys' sound wagering advice. And then Tulane. I don't know where that came from. That was no bueno.
Oh, I know where that came from. That was you guys not liking Nevada.
That's right. Fordham minus 16. Oh, against Holy Cross. That's mine. That would be me.
It's like, I don't know.
That's me. All right. Well, I got plenty to work from here still. So not my best day with my degenerate bets, but definitely something still to work with. But we got college football to get things started, and we got 2 games tonight. Those of you looking for college basketball picks on the early games, Chris and I both rallied the troops and got a lot of these videos up for these early games. I got up super early, did that Grand Canyon, Northern Iowa with the 11:30 a.m. start, and I did all the Maui games and a few others as well. So be sure to check out those videos. Be sure to smash that like button. I appreciate it. I really get all choked up.
Smash that thing.
Syracuse, St. John's is going to win by 25 points. Syracuse is terrible, man. St. John's is stacked. They didn't even play well in that game, and they beat them. I mean, when the big guys are hitting 3 free throws, that's when you know you're dead. It's dead. If you have big guys that can hit free throws, they can't,
right?
No chance. Yeah. There's no hack-a-shack, there's no, what was the guy's name? Jordan. Remember DeAndre Jordan? Yeah. Right? DeAndre Jordan, right? There's none of those guys, man. So.
JaVale McGee.
No.
I think there's some real good games. I think
Right,
Cincinnati,
that's the
Ohio
best.
State, man, it's going to be a bloodbath. Anyways, let's look at college football. Let's get this out of the way. College football, we got Miami of Ohio versus
Yes,
Ball State, and Ohio versus Bowling Green. Chris, either of these two MACtion games for you?
Yeah, Ball State, Miami, Ohio game's interesting with both going for bowl eligibility, but I didn't touch it. I like Bowling Green though, plus the points against Ohio. Ohio still, have their quarterback status up in the air. Curtis Rourke, um, is still dealing with it. I think it's a knee issue, and if he can't go, that's a big loss for Ohio because there's a big drop off between Rourke and the backup quarterback. And Bowling Green needs to win here to have any shot at potentially sneaking into the MAC title game. They got that big win over Toledo last week as 15-point dogs. I'm not sure they win here again, but if Rourke is out, it would go a big way towards them covering this number. So with or without Rourke, I like Bowling Green plus the points.
I like Ball State in the first one there. I think it's going to be a battle, but I'll take the dog in that one. I think they win outright over Miami, Ohio. Miami, Ohio hasn't covered spreads at home. 1-3 on the season at home here, and I think Ball State comes in and gets the win outright in that one. I like the over in Bowling Green and Ohio, even if Rourke's out. I think both defenses are not very good, and we're going to see points in that one. Points will plenty. I like the over Bowling Green and Ohio.
Well, Miami of Ohio, Ball State is for a bowl bid. Winner goes bowling, loser goes home. Miami of Ohio, of course, senior day in Oxford. In Ohio against Bowling Green. I don't know. Ohio's just the better team there, but Bowling Green's really had a nice season. Nothing to hang their head on. There'll be a bowl team also. Bowling Green should play Wyoming. That would be a good one. Good uniforms. Got NBA today. It's a short card. We got the Philadelphia 76ers taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Embiid is out. So I need to see at least 18 comments that say Embiid out. And then Grizzlies versus Kings. Chicken Nuggets against the Pistons. And the Suns versus the Lakers. Chris, what do you think of these gems?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Sacramento Kings here, laying the points or even take them on the money line, whichever you want. There's just too much going against Memphis now. At one point, Memphis last year was playing well. When Ja Morant was in the lineup, but now you're missing Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, potentially Jaren Jackson Jr. for this one, and the Kings. I never thought I'd say this about the Kings, but they're red hot right now. They won 6 in a row, average of 13 points per game. They're winning those games by. So I'll take the Kings in that one, and that's all. Man, it's tough. I like the Nets, but not at -8. I think I'll stick with the Kings for the free picks.
Rod.
I think they win by 10 plus in that one.
Who's they?
Too many 8. They're like,
who's they? Who is they? Who is they? Be specific. I think they win by whatever. Who's they? You didn't even say what game you were talking about.
I did say. I said I like the Nets.
And you said,
right.
I think your internet went out.
I think I must have cut out. I did. I said I like the Nets. I'll lay the -8. I think they're begging you to take the 76ers at the +8. They're like, come on, you want to take the home team? They play better at home. Not with all those injuries. Nets come in and win by 10 plus in that one. And the other one, you know what? I'm going to take a shot here with the Lakers. They haven't covered anything on the road here this season. 0-5 against the number, but Anthony Davis has been playing some D and looking real good doing it. So I think that's too many points. I'm going to take it close with the Suns. Give me the +7 Lakers versus the Suns. Everywhere I look is Suns. Suns, helping the Suns. I think the Lakers come in and make it close.
I like the Sixers in this one. I think that the points have more than made up for the difference in the players that are out, and the Sixers have been tough at home. I like the Grizzlies against the Kings because it's the Sacramento Kings. And I like the Suns. There's a reason everyone likes the Suns here. Lakers are 0-5 on the road. Stink. Stink!
They're not great, but I'd go up here.
No, they stink.
So
0-5. You can't be worse than
We'll
0-5
here
and 0-5 against the number. There's no worse that you can be except 0-6.
No, you could go 1-5 now.
Speaking of 1-5, we got the Sabres visiting Montreal. They stink. And then we've got the Kings against the Rangers. I like the home teams here. I'm going to go puck line with the Canadians, and I'll take the Kings, parlay them up. Chris, how about you?
Yeah, I like the over 6.5 between the Sabres and the Canadians. I just don't trust the goaltending on either side, and the defense has been pretty bad for both of these teams. I think this is a game that's set up to be 4-3 at the very least, maybe 5-4, maybe 5-4 Montreal or 4-3 Montreal. But I like the over 6.5 in that one.
Yeah, I agree. I like the over in that one too, but I leave Montreal. Buffalo just keeps losing 7 straight. Let's make it 8. They're not good. Doing the nosedive we figured they would be doing at some point this season. And the other one, I like the under. Rangers on their West Coast trip, struggling to score goals. Both sides, I like the under in that one. Goals come at a premium. Rangers probably sunburnt too. So take the under. Rangers.
Chris, what are you selling today?
Today I got a $15 NBA fast break. Hit my last 3 fast breaks in college. So I'm trying to bring that over to the NBA. And that $15 play. And I also got a...
what was your 15 yesterday? Iowa, right?
Iowa was my $15 play yesterday. I lay in 30 and smoked them by 38, I think, against Omaha. And,
Omaha?
Yeah, against the Mavericks. The other Mavericks. But I also got a college.
The other Mavericks that don't cover.
Yeah, I got I also got a college hoops 3-pack as well for $40. But use that promo code PICK, get 15% off any purchase of $25 or more, and use that on a long-term pass. Got a couple extra college plays for long-term subscribers for the afternoon action, as well as a bonus NBA play as well. So definitely hop on and check that out.
Hop on, check it out. Rod.
For me, over Pick Dogs Ram, we hit our $15 play. We're going to hit a back-to-back $15 play on the ice. Scoop Pick Dogs Premium. Or I've got Thump the Bookie Tuesday. A nice college basketball triple, 2-1 yesterday. You can continue to try to add to our bankroll in college hoops. Or I've got a solo play in info play. You can scoop it up singly over at Pick Dogs Premium.
What are you going to add to it? Said we're going to add to our bankroll. What are you going to add?
Money, winners.
Extra cheese? Like extra cheese, please.
Who doesn't like extra cheddar this time of year?
Extra cheese. Mexico versus Poland. Here's an interesting one.
I'll take Mexico.
How about you, Chris?
I think I was leaning towards Mexico in the video, but I think I like the draw. There are both teams to score. Both teams to score is what I took in the video, but I could see a draw there.
Is Lewandowski on Poland?
Yeah, he is.
Wasn't he your homeboy?
One of them. He's on the soccer Mount Roughmore.
Yeah. So why wouldn't you be on him? I'll take Poland here. Why not?
I just think that's a 1-1 game. I think Mexico.
Yeah, Poland win here would turn the whole group upside down.
Oh, I know it would. Poland and Saudi Arabia making it out of that group.
Taking Poland. I have just one pick in today so far, college football, but I have a lot of college basketball. I'm just trying to package them together, figure it out while we're working on it. So I will get that straightened out and get some college basketball packages out there. I got a lot of picks, so I'm loving this card. I love it. Love this card. We'll degenerately bet it together. We'll go on to college hoops. My favorite sport to degenerately bet. Western Kentucky and Illinois State, we missed the tip. Toledo and ECU, we missed the tip. But Grand Canyon takes on Northern Iowa. Chris, Northern Iowa, Grand Canyon, Bucknell, Austin P, Sam Houston State versus Northern Illinois, Eastern Michigan versus Purdue Fort Wayne, the Mastodons. Sacred Heart versus New Jersey Institute of Technology, highly underrated, but if you put a couple bucks on one side or the other, basically watching the national final. We've got NKU versus Texas Arlington. The Akron Zips taking on LSU in an early game. And Wichita, Thatata versus San Francisco. Chris, what do you think of these beauties? This is a nice early card. I mean, it's not Kansas versus Illinois or anything, but it's a nice card, right? Yeah, thanks, Chris. We appreciate it.
Sorry.
Just snot up the whole college basketball card on us. Yeah, it's like, what do you think of today's card? How about a big mic full of snot?
It was just poorly timed. I'm sorry about that. But I do
Don't
like.
let it happen again.
I won't. I'll try. I'll try. I even tried to hold it in. So that
Hold on,
happened.
I'll be right back. I gotta go whip some cookies.
I'm gonna take Northern Kentucky here, laying the points against UT Arlington. This UT Arlington offense is awful. You know, they're absolutely terrible. And I think the Northern Kentucky, even if they only score 60 points in this game, that'll be more than enough to win this game by double digits. You know, UT Arlington, 38 points against Drexel, 43 against Nevada. This is a bad UT Arlington team. I'm going to take Northern Kentucky there. And I like San Francisco. I like the way that San Francisco can shoot the basketball. Wichita State has benefited from not facing many teams that can shoot the three very well, and that's not what San Francisco is. They can shoot the three extremely well, and I think San Francisco just gets by Wichita State here. So I'll take San Francisco laying the 1.5.
Rod?
And then these ones I like. I like Eastern Michigan plus the points against Purdue Fort Wayne. I think that's a closer one possession type game if they don't outright him in that one. And the other one I like in this time spot is I agree. I like Northern Kentucky to beat Texas Arlington by 10. You bump that up to minus 9.5. Make a little more money on your that one. I like it by 10. UT Arlington's not good, just as Chris said, awful. And then I like the Zips plus the 5.5 you can get. Yeah, I think it's a 3-4 point game in that one. Akron comes to play with LSU.
Done?
Done.
Finished?
Finished.
All right. I like Northern Iowa against Grand Canyon. I think Northern Iowa is just a better team than Grand Canyon. I liked Grand Canyon last year. I was a big fan of the Antelopes. I think that maybe, Drew throws it together, but they don't have the same team that they had last year. Northern Iowa, man, they've won their conference 2 of the last 3 years. Freaking good. The Panthers. I'll take them. I'll take a shot with the Panthers here. Where did I have them? I happened to bet this one already. Let me just see. Put it in that just to let everybody know, since I've been known to degenerately bet from time to time. I took Northern Iowa at plus 1.5. I got plus 139 on it. So just in case, I think it's a 1-point game if they lose. I think they have a good chance to win outright. Plus 139 at plus 1.5. Don't act so interested, Ruffalo. I also went with Eastern Michigan like these guys. But instead of, messing around like they did with, all that other stuff, I just said lay 2.5 points to get plus 208 on your money.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because if you go another half point, it goes to 239.
No,
so that's the protection. Because that's the protection point there. Well, they're a better team. You're getting the better team with better players, and they're giving you money. It doesn't even make any sense. I don't understand why they're not favored by about 6 in this game. Because they didn't look good in like a game here or there, but it's like in their games where they really have put it together, they've looked fantastic. I mean, they are loaded. They got Bates. Stan Heath is coaching this team. PFW doesn't have a guy that's taller than I am.
Right? They look awful.
They're not awful. They're just small. They're good. They're a good team. And believe me, if they had guys that were bigger, they could have beat Michigan in that game. They just don't have the size.
Is there a player prop to put 30-plus points on Bates?
It's probably out there.
He could go off today.
Bucknell, I would bet, but they're dead to me, so I can't. I like Sam Houston here. I'm not as confident in the number, but Northern Kentucky, I'm with you guys, and I like the Zips against LSU because a lot of negative YouTube comments on my Akron pick in that game. So that usually is a good sign to bet it, and probably bet it like Rod said, take it down to. Let's take a look and see exactly what the books have to say about this and our Akron
pick.
Yeah, who the hell do they think they are? Oh man, look at these games. Who knew you could do this? Oh my God, this is fantastic. This is one of the best things I've ever seen. If you actually click on it, it takes you to all kinds of alternative lines already built in. It's like a dream. It's like I woke up from a dream. Akron. Where are they? Oh, here they are. All right, so Akron plus 4.5. And then the money line is 475. So if we look at what the alternatives are here. Oh, let's see. If we go down to 2.5, it's plus 129. That doesn't excite me much. At 1.5, it's 152. 2, it's 142. That's a kind of Ninos-y bet for me, but I think that's where I'm at is plus 2 with the Zips at 142. The money line is only 165, so I'm not leaving that much meat on the bone here to get 2 full points. Oh, I put in instead of 200, I put in 290. Pays 411.80. It's all right. It happens. Don't worry about it, Rod. It's okay. I'll be fine. Fine.
You'll be good.
Don't worry about me. Stop worrying about me.
You put some on the money line?
Really, stop. I'll tell you who worries about me is Romanelli. I tell him my bets. He's like, I'm worried about you. I'm like, don't worry. Don't worry.
I thought you said you put another zero and put $2,000 onto it or something.
No, I put it down to 2, and then instead of putting $200, I put 290. I hit the wrong key on the thing.
No, that's not so bad.
I'm
not worried about you there.
It's something I'm gonna have to. It's something I'm gonna have to live with, Rod. It's something that you learn to live with it. This is what we do. Go Zips! Texas Tech taking on Louisville. Louisville looked hideous last night against the Hogs. That was a second half where I got to tell you, they put the scrubs in. So the line was 15. I laid 19 and a half with Arkansas in that game, and they had the scrubs in up by 25, and Louisville reeled it down to 20 at one point, but then the scrubs started throwing them down dunks on them too. It was like rim rocking dunks by the backups on Arkansas. It was nice little basketball game. Then we've got.
I thought they were gonna chomp it away. I was like watching. I'm like, oh no, we're at 20. I'm like, come on, you scrub, get in there. And then they did.
Yeah. It's like, finally, they were just like, all right. South Dakota against Long Island. Winthrop taking on Southern Miss. Hampton versus Northern Alabama. What happened in that Hampton game yesterday? I know that was 19, right?
Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, they lost by 13.
13, wow. So they covered.
Yeah.
Which makes this a nice little game, Northern Alabama against Hampton. Huh, we might have to wager on that one. Georgia versus UAB. Might take some convincing. Cornell versus Canisius. Cincinnati versus Ohio State. Rhode Island versus Tulane. Two teams Mitch lost money on yesterday. Indiana State versus Kansas City, a team that was bashed in the comments for taking yesterday, Kansas City, and they won. They were 16-point dogs, won outright. What do you think of this set of games, Chris? Do you see anything here that really just says, bet me bigger than this board can handle?
Texas Tech
against Louisville. 13.5. So the line's moved 3 full points already. So they've taken some of it out of it. Honest, you think how high do you think we can go? 18.5.
I bet it as high as I could go,
which is
and I was at 17.5.
And what did that pay?
Plus 285.
285 at 17.5.
I got it when the line was at 10.5.
Well, that helps me how much? So Louisville's actually plus 720 on the game. So if I go to 17.5, I'm only at plus 161 at 17. I'm at 170 at 17.5. As high as I can go is 21, and that's plus 298. 21 is a lot for Texas Tech.
That's a lot for Texas Tech.
Yeah, for Texas Tech, yeah.
I mean,
yikes.
Let's be civil.
Scary.
19.
I know Louisville stinks that bad. they do stink that bad.
18.5 is 199.
So I'm guessing 77.59 Texas Tech.
You think they're beating the shit out of that Argentina coach right now? Like some guys out there just beating him with a rubber hose?
Yeah, it's possible.
I don't like Texas Tech first half as much as I like the game because Louisville has been somewhat competitive. They were in it in the first half against Arkansas because Arkansas missed a million wide open shots. Texas Tech doesn't miss that many shots. All right, you guys talked me into it. 18.5 is plus 199. You drive a hard bargain.
I twist your. How's your arm after I twisted it a little bit?
200 pays 398. It's a number I can live with. I mean, that's the whole idea behind this type of betting is you just have to find a number you can live with. You know. Yeah. We all have to work together. You know, we all have to help each other.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, this is how Pick Dogs does it. You know, this is our sense of community. The other guys, like on Wager Turd, they act like, oh, we're in the cool kids club and they're all friends, right? And they're all in this club, right? And it's like we're in the cool kids club. It's like, we're just trying to make a couple bucks. You know, it's like I don't really care. You know,
you never got your invite.
Yeah, I never got my invite, and yeah, I got mustard on my shirt. So what? No, I'm not changing it.
Yeah,
it's like somebody walks by with the bread.
It was awful.
Somebody walks by with the bread, and you're like, oh, okay, I can clean this up. Hold on.
Hey, have you ever had beer cheese?
Now, hold on, I can make it now.
Yes.
What do you think of what do you think of beer cheese?
With a pretzel?
Yeah, like there's no other way, right? You get like this giant oversized pretzel.
Oh, I love
beer cheese.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, easily.
I'm in on beer cheese. I totally had forgotten about that, but then we got into this mustard talk with the cheese, and I was kind of like, beer cheese, good, man. I like that
beer
stuff.
Cheese.
Yeah. Beer cheese.
And before I forget, the other bet that I like in this time slot, Hampton. If you're North Alabama and you lose to Mississippi Valley State, you're instantly dead to me. I'm gonna go with Hampton in that one.
Mexico just outside the box, but they call offsides there against Mexico. A lot of offsides in this World Cup. Aggressive play. Oh, wait a minute. So Texas Tech, they knocked it down on me. I went to 18.5 at plus 199. They said we're only going to give you plus 184 on it. It's because you guys are quicker on the trigger than I am. Our Pick Dogs family.
Totally watching us. They're like, hey, what's going on here?
I'm going to make my bets before I announce them on the show next time. All right. It's more fun this way. Okay. Here we go. This is our slot. Okay. Ohio State, Cincinnati, we mentioned this, right? So think about this, okay? Ohio State is like the king of the jewel of the Ohio schools, right? They act like it, right? They let everybody know it. But it's one of those things that they will not play you in any sport unless you are a MAC team. If you're in the MAC, then they'll play you in football, only at home. And if you're Akron, they'll play you more often than the other ones. But if you're a Cincinnati or if you're a, an upstart, somebody else, no way. Like Xavier basketball, Dayton basketball, no way. We will not play you guys. So when these other schools get a crack at them, they whip their ass. They take it out on them like it's like, they find another gear and they whip their ass. And that's what's going to happen in this one. It's that Cincinnati's like, you made us come all the way out to Hawaii to play you. We're going to kick your ass. Because this Holtman, coach of Ohio State, is a real piece of shit. Okay, there, I said it. Okay, he sucks. He's the worst frickin' Big Ten coach since Richard Pitino walked the sidelines. He stinks. I mean, you can't win with D'Angelo Russell. You ain't going to win with this team. Trust me on that. You can't win with Liddell. You're not going to win with this team. You're going to get stomped. San Diego State sat on the bench. They sat on the bench for the first 5 minutes of the game last night. They didn't even walk onto the court. Ohio State got a 7-0 lead. They paid the price for that the entire next 35 minutes of being dominated and slapped around the court. It was they let them reel them in a couple times down to like that 6-7 range, and then they just pumped them full of baskets, getting it up to 16, 17 every single time. Cincinnati, I thought they played respectfully against Arizona. They also put up a lot of points. They only scored 51 against Northern Kentucky, and they scored in the 90s against Arizona. I think they're going to take it out on Ohio State in this game because Ohio State sucks. I mean, I think they're going to finish last place in this tournament. All right, let's see.
Swept out.
Yeah, let's see if we can get on the Bears.
Swept out.
Yeah,
I like swept out, sir. I liked Ohio yesterday. No, they look like dog doo-doo.
San Diego State was my.
It's like when the Roomba's heading towards the dog doo-doo pile.
You were saying that, and I couldn't say it directly on the show, even though we laid the 9.5 points with San Diego State on the show. I couldn't say it, but that was my $15 big play with San Diego State yesterday. I loved them. Loved them. But, so Cincinnati is. Let's see where we can get this thing. They'll only let us go to -4, and that's 262. At -3.5, it's 229. I do like the 3.5 better than the 4.
I like the 2.5. What's the -2.5? I think they win by over 3.
They're not taking bets on that, Rod. You can only do 3.5 or 4.
Is that all they're doing? You can't go any lower than that? I can't bet like -2.5?
All right, well, maybe 191. Maybe.
I'm in. -2.5. I like it.
I'm going 3.5 because I think that they're up by 2, and I think Ohio State cheap shot, technical foul at the end. I'm going to go for lay the 2.5. Cincinnati.
I'm just worried they're up by 5 or 6. I think they get up by 5 or 6, and then they get a stupid 3 at the end or something.
Ruffalo, I don't like Lewandowski anymore.
Nah, really.
He's checked out.
You don't like him?
He doesn't like him anymore. Why don't you like him anymore? He just called. He wants to say, how come he doesn't like me anymore? What'd I do to him?
I'm gonna get a call at halftime. What the hell?
So this guy, here's a person that knows nothing about sports betting. Chilled. John Morant questionable for today's game versus more value to the Kings. The guys who make the lines know this stuff. You know, but the guys who make the point spreads don't, right? I don't think so. Have you been to Vegas recently? Like I always say, if you don't think they know the lines better than you do, go take a piss at the Palazzo sometime. Okay, go to the casino floor, ask where the men's room is, and walk in and go take a piss. Okay, What you're going to see is about $3 million worth of public men's room right there. Okay? And you tell me that they don't know this better than you do. You can bet on whoever you want and for whatever reason you want. I mean, that's what this world is, and that's what we're always about here at the Pick Dogs community. I'm wrong, and I mean, we give out probably 20,000 picks a year. If I hit 55% of them, I mean, how many wrong is that? 9,000 that I get wrong a year. So, I believe me, I've been plenty wrong before. I'm not one of these people that says I never get them wrong. You can't win without my picks. And you never hear me say that stuff. In fact, I say in my videos, I say if you're looking for my best bets or best bets from some of the world's best handicappers, go to our premium area, right? I don't even include myself in the group. That's what I think of my picks some days. But I will tell you one thing. If you think a player out is something that gives you an advantage in the line, never, ever, ever, ever is that the case. Never is it the case. Ever, ever. Never, ever. Anyways. I'm telling the whole world Akron going to get smoke. What kind of smoke are they going to get? Chris, do you have any recommendations for them? If it's me, it's the trout. Smoked trout.
The hickory smoked salmon.
How about the Hickory Farms beef stick? I've never had it, but I've seen it. I've seen it I've gotten the Christmas basket with the Hickory Farm beef stick in it. It's like I'm touching.
Or it's like, or you get the little wheel of cheese. It's like, how is this shelf stable?
Oh no, it's the Hickory Farms beef stick is like, I mean, I don't know what the shelf life is, but it looks like a giant Slim Jim.
Oh yeah, I know those. Yeah, trust me, I get one of those for Christmas every year. It doesn't make it out of the 25th.
Do you eat it like a Slim Jim? Like just
snap into a Slim Jim.
Eat the Hickory Farm beef stick like a Slim Jim. It's kind of like a little bologna, right? It looks like a little bologna.
Yeah.
Depending on, I guess they make them in all different sizes, right?
Yeah.
I've been given the ones that like this. This looks like a little, like a knockwurst, maybe a little bigger than a knockwurst. I've never taken one out of the package to get your whiff of it.
I bet you there's a little bit of salt in there.
I've walked by Hickory Farms used to have stores. I don't know if they still do, but I used to walk by it as a kid, and it had like a certain smell, but I thought it was more like a cheddar smell. Well, that's where we're at.
Better than working at the fish factory, I guess. It smell like a cheddar.
Akron going to get smoked. Akron going to get smoked. Dirty Will, ever, ever, ever. LOL. I don't know what that means. Oh, me with the sports book. That's what I said. Bradley's taking on Auburn. Notre Dame versus Bowling Green. St. Joe against USF. How'd St. Joe do yesterday? They lose again, Phil Martelli? I think they did. I think Briggs was telling me he took a beating on them. Rutgers against Rider. I think they were coming back.
Yeah, St. Joe's lost to Georgia 66-53. They put up 15 points in the first half.
Phil Martelli's on the bench in Michigan still, right? We've got Rutgers against Rider. So that one is like, if anyone has a premium pick on that, that's the one that nobody in New Jersey can bet. So don't put it in your packages. Rutgers versus Rider. Yale versus Vermont. These are not the same catamounts that we knew and loved. They're not even close. But Yale has played a super soft schedule. Jacksonville State versus Elon. St. Bonaventure is playing Southern Indiana, which is apparently a real school now. George Washington versus San Diego. This is the Tritons, San Diego. Now we have 3 San Diegos. Fordham versus Stonehill. Sounds like the cracker that Rufo puts his beefsteak on. Jeez.
The
Ask
Fordham
me one of those-
Stonehill wheat cracker.
Honey, would you like anything else? Can you get me one of those Stonehills for my beefsteak? Thank you.
You know, honey, sorry, all we have left is the Fordham ones. Is that okay?
Greensboro against UCMC. Ruff, why put your Twitter on the feed? Your last tweet was in April. Was your last tweet in April?
Oh, thought it was sooner than that, but
All right. It was at least May. It's okay. I don't tweet either. I just put it up there because everyone else does.
yeah.
I do put it up there for. We're not Twitter people. We're betters. We're not in the cool kids club. We can. We should have like our meet and greet in Vegas. Slap each other's ass. Act like we're better than everybody else. We're so cool. We're so cool.
We have a roped off area, VIP only. It says VIP only.
Well, velvet rope
in there.
It'll be a velvet.
Nice, yeah, the velvet ropes. Yeah, nice.
People say, "What's going on here?" Oh, we're just waiting in line to get into the movie. Towson versus Coppin State. Chris, what do you think of these?
I originally liked Towson before the line came out, but then I saw 15.5, and as much as I like Towson, I that's a bit much for me. So I think I'd rather go with Yale plus the 1.5. That line's flipped, but I think it's flipped in the wrong direction. I think Yale's the better team. As much as I like Vermont, they'll be kind to us, betting in terms of conference play. But right now, I think Yale's just the better team. So I'm going to take Yale plus the points in that one. I'm also going to take Bowling Green plus the 16.5. This line's moving towards Notre Dame, but again, another game where I think it's moving in the wrong direction. Notre Dame's played down to competition all year long, and I think this is just another case of that. I think Bowling Green can keep this one within at least 10 points. So I'm going to take Bowling Green plus the points in that one.
Rod?
For me, these ones, I like Bradley plus the points. I think it's a 10-point win for Auburn. I think they can definitely keep it inside that.
I don't even know if it's
13.
10. I don't even know if it's 10. I think it might even be like 5.
Well, yeah, either way, that's way too many points for Auburn to be covered
many.
for me.
Way too many.
I like Bradley plus the points in that one. So you can definitely move that one down. And San Diego here against G-Dub. That's too many points as well. UC San Diego is not horrible. I think they can keep it within the number in that one as well.
Wager Talk doesn't do 99% of your bankroll. The most they do is 5%. They don't do any plus odds betting. They're also dicks. Are you done?
The two I like in that time slot.
All right. I was waiting for
I'm
you.
done. Yeah.
Pass it to me. Wait.
Sorry.
Waiting. Waiting.
I thought it must have cut out. I said I was done. And
Taking Bradley. I like it at 5 to 13.5. Let's take a look and see where we're at. Okay, so Bradley at plus 13. Let's see how far they'll let us go with this thing. So plus 5.5 is as good as they'll go as far as the low. You get plus 325 on your money. If you go, I forget it. I'll just do it right there. I'm good on it. I'm fine with my Bradley money. All right. Got Kansas State, Nevada, Weber State versus Abilene, Florida Gulf Coast taking on Drexel. Florida Gulf Coast not a bad team either, man. Texas Rio Grande Valley versus Northern Arizona. Northern Arizona is normally a shit show. They're favored in this game. UTSA versus Prairie View. Prairie View 3-1 start. Maryland East Shore versus Marist. Maryland East Shore favored against Marist. Arkansas versus Creighton. Presbyterian versus Albany. Bunch of hoes. The SMU versus ULL. Lafayette versus Penn. Northwestern versus Give Me Liberty or Give Me Northwestern. Pitt versus Fairly Disinterested. Chris, any of these?
I like Northwestern laying the 3.5 against Liberty. I like how this Northwestern teams look defensively, and Darius McGee probably going to be the best player on the floor, the shooting guard for Liberty. But I think Northwestern cuts him off. You cut off pretty much almost half, I would say, of Liberty's offense, if not more. So I think Northwestern shuts them down, rides the defense to a win and a cover in that one. I think they win that one by at least 7 or 8 points. And I like Creighton laying the 1.5. I'm high on this Arkansas team, but Creighton passed their first test playing Texas Tech yesterday. You see Arkansas, how they do in their first test. I lean towards Creighton. I just think they get the job done. Maybe take the money line if you don't want to deal with the 1.5, because I could also see a 1-point win for Creighton in that one. But either I'm taking the Blue Jays.
Rod?
And for me, in these ones, I like UTSA. I think Prairie View gets another loss. I don't think UTSA laid the 1.5. I think they win by 1, so I'll take UTSA over Prairie View. And I'm going to go the other way. I like Arkansas over Creighton. I don't think Arkansas even put forth 150% effort. As we've seen, they put the scrubs in the second half. So the guys will be definitely rested for this one. Probably looking forward to this one. I'll take Arkansas in that one. And I like Drexel here over Florida Gulf Coast. I think that's too many points for Florida Gulf Coast. So it's up to 3.5. That's too many. I'll take Drexel plus the points. Keep it within one possession, if not outright them in that one. 3 I like in that time spot.
I like Arkansas against Creighton. They're the better team. Arkansas, Creighton is a good team. Arkansas is like a potential Final Four team. I mean, Creighton's like a nice team, good team. Arkansas is like the real deal. They didn't even play well yesterday. Once they did, though, man, they did. I think they could easily run with Creighton. Creighton's like, people have given them the Big East already. I like Florida Gulf Coast against Drexel. Not ashamed to admit it either in public. I'm going to tell you guys before the game, not after. That's how I roll. I like Northwestern against Liberty, but not that much. Pitt has really figured out a way to schedule the worst possible teams ever. It's pad our record. It's like you're 2-3, playing the worst schedule. The schedule that makes Wake Forest proud. Whose schedule's like the lightest out of conference in college hoops? Wake, or is it Ohio State? Let's say Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Ohio State. This is a good one. Arizona State against Grambling. UTEP Alcorn State. Utah State, Oral Roberts. Utah State, I was dead wrong about. They're actually really good this year. St. John's against Syracuse. Temple, the Owls versus the Spiders of Richmond. Another line that quickly flipped. Wright State versus UC Riverside. Pacific versus Mount St. Mary's. Like, I'll ever bet one dime of my hard-earned money on Pacific, especially as a favorite. That ain't going to happen. I don't care who they're playing. UC Davis against Sac State. Arizona versus San Diego State. Chris, what do you think of Pacific? I'm going to talk about a team that's never done anything.
Well, they have done something. They made me money by betting against them.
They've never done anything. I mean, here's a program that's really never done anything. I mean, they consistently do nothing. It's like, well, what did Pacific do? Well, actually, they just didn't do anything. What are you guys doing? And nothing.
No, really, no. Seriously, we're doing nothing.
Seriously, we're doing absolutely zilch. Like as in nothing. Zilch.
Like Seinfeld, nothing. Yeah, nothing.
No, worse than that. Zilch. What do you do? What else do you do on the show? You read? You read on the show? Yes.
Oh man. For this time slot, I like the over between Oral Roberts and Utah State. This is a Utah State that's been really good out of the gate, and we all know Oral Roberts. Yeah, they got held in check. I'm trying to remember who was against. He didn't have a great offensive game a couple games ago, but to me, this is just a game where Utah State can score into the 90s. Oral Roberts gets to the high 70s, maybe even into the 80s in this one, and I like the over here. If Oral Roberts can give up 86 points to Oklahoma Baptist, they can give up the same, if not a lot more, to Utah State. So I like the over in that one. And I also like Wright State laying the 1.5 against UC Riverside. I think Wright State just the better team in that one as well. It looked really good against Abilene Christian yesterday, and it's sort of been next man up for Wright State. They lost their two best players in the offseason, lose both to the transfer portal, and looks like they haven't missed a beat really. So I'm going to take Wright State in that one.
Rod.
And in this time slot, I really only like one of these late games. I like St. Mary's here plus the points. I don't know. Everybody's humping on Pacific like they think they're going to blow them out of the water.
Yeah, I sound like
up to 6.5. I think
Mount St. Mary's is plus 6.5.
Yeah. Right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Like, what the? It's the only one I like in the time slot. It is. The other one I want to watch, Arizona, is going to be a good game at the end. That's too close. I'm not betting that.
So I'll just tell you guys, I just laid the extended on San Diego State, and the line changed again on me while I was doing it. So there's a lot of money coming in on San Diego State. I love them in this game against Arizona. They looked awesome yesterday. San Diego State looked like a Final Four team yesterday. Might have to move them into my Final Four with Houston, Dayton, and who else did we have in there? Houston, Dayton, and Baylor, right? That's our other one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so we might have to move Baylor out of our Final Four right now. I think San Diego State looks really good, man. Really
Very good.
Really good. I like Mount St. Mary's against Pacific. I'm not seeing the 6. I've only got the 5. But I do have a plus 185 money line. We'll have to see if that's to our advantage or just the plus 5 or the what we can do as far as laying the points. So if we go to 185 at even, so if you go to plus 1, it's only 179. Minus 1 is 202, Rod, and minus 1.5 is 210. I mean, I'm only human. At minus 2, you go to 237. Minus 2.5 at 248. That's where I'm going. Yep.
I'm going to go Ninos.
No, I'm not going Ninos. I'm 2.5.
2.5?
Yeah, 248 plus 248. 2.5.
Okay.
I'm laying the hook. What? They rejected my wager. What are you talking about? You guys are the one that offered it to me. You offered it to me. You offered me the fucking... And now you take it off. Because they know I got him. They know I got him. Game will be played under protest. All right. Be that way. Oh, no, I see. The line moved. So you're right. It is 6.5 now.
6.5. Yeah, it moved.
Yeah, so we're gonna pound it up.
Everybody's
Oh,
pumping
so I
Pacific.
see what happened. So because it went to 6.5, the 2.5 isn't there for me anymore. It only goes to the -1 at 264. So 200 pays 528. All right, those are numbers I can live with.
Definitely.
You stupid people betting on Pacific. Yeah, hump up on them. They're humping up on Pacific.
They are. Like, you moved the line 2 points.
Who in the hell do you think you are? All right, parlay time. Did it in an hour today. We're getting better at this.
All right, my parlay today. I'm going to go with Wright State laying the 1.5. I'm going to go with the over between Oral Roberts and Utah State, and I will go with Yale plus the 1.5.
Rod.
For me, I'm going to go Northern Kentucky minus the 9.5. We're going to take Cincinnati on the money line over Ohio State. And the last one is the St. Mary's plus the 6.5.
Kansas State minus 4.5. Florida Gulf Coast minus 2.5. Parlayed up with Grambling plus the 18.5. I like Grambling a lot in this one. I think you could bring this one down. Let's do like before we go. Let's be real with each other here and see exactly what we can get this Grambling line at. We like to keep it real here. We don't like to talk about games later on down the road. We like to talk about them before the game starts. So Grambling is plus 18.5. Normally when I go to the extra games, the book just doesn't let you go that far. So there's where it is. Plus 15.5 is plus 143. That's as far as they go. I think Grambling on the money line is a freaking live dog here. They beat Colorado. Oh, they won't even let me bet money line on it. It's Mitch. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. May your bankroll be with you. And beer cheese.